Today, two Alexandria families buried their loved ones and tried to at least start to understand the violence that took their lives last week. Good evening and thanks for tuning in for News Channel 5 at 6. I'm Dale+Hoffman. Farrah has the evening off. Friends and family came by the hundreds this morning to say goodbye to their loved one who was killed in last Thursday's law office shooting. In the first part of tonight's team coverage, News Channel 5's Joe Massey has some reactions from a community still very much in a state of disbelief. That's tonight's top story.
As bells rang out from St. Francis Xavier Cathedral, mourners came in droves to pay their respects to a man they held dear. 32-year-old Camille Joseph Joey+Giordano II had his father's name, and he followed in his father's footsteps.
We have lost a fine lawyer, and there are other lawyers that are hurting because of that, and we're going to do everything we can to take up the slack and to help these people out as a community of lawyers, as a bar association during their time of grief.
As friends and family hold on to each other for comfort, they're also being lifted up in prayer.
And I know his father, Camille, very well. And all the prayers go out to everyone and all the friends and everyone that supported the family very well.
Giordano had just been hired by District Attorney James Downs. And when I spoke with Downs today, I could tell he was taking the loss very hard. He asked not to be on camera, but he told me that Joey had a way of dealing with people and making people who were victims of domestic violence feel at home. What a cruel irony, he said, that someone who is upset at their former spouse comes into a lawyer's office and murders people. I'm just at a loss for words. Friends and family have paid tribute to lives cut short by placing flowers at the site, a small gesture of support for a hurting family and community. In Alexandria, Joel Massey, News Channel 5.
Joey+Giordano is survived by his wife Kelly, his son Jacob, and his daughter Sophie. And in the continuing team coverage this evening, News Channel 5 attended the funeral services of Postal Service employee John marty+thiels, better known as Marty, who was also killed in last week's shooting. News Channel 5's Leigh+culbert has that story.
Hundreds of family members, loved ones, and friends gathered Monday afternoon at Alexandria's Calvary Baptist Church in honor of postman Marty+thiels. 55 postal mail trucks led the procession of Thiels' funeral service. Dozens of United States Postal employees, fully uniformed, paid their respects to the man they say was an honor to work with.
One of the friendliest men I ever met. He loved his route, he loved his customers. He wouldn't give it up for anything. He's always happy.
He was just an ordinary guy that did his job, showed up for work, and I don't think he ever had a bad word to say to anybody there. I mean, he just got along with everybody.
USPS spokesman from Atlanta, Earl Artis, says Thiels was a part of a professional family.
When the Postal Service loses one of its own, we find a way to pull ourselves together and act like family. Every time something like this happens, it reminds me that we are family, that we look out for each other. The support for Marty, his wife, his children has been just incredible.
Thiels was a carrier for the South Park Postal Station off of Government Street. Every day for 27 years, he delivered mail to offices in the downtown Alexandria area. All that knew him described him as a loving family man.
He was dedicated, very dedicated. If he could help you at work or anything, he'd do it. He sure was. Okay. Wonderful person.
Thiels was laid to rest at the Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Pineville. In Alexandria, Leigh+culbert, News Channel 5.
Marty+thiels is survived by his wife Lori of 20 years, two sons, John and Daniel, and two daughters, Stacy and Christina. Memorial funds have been set up for the families of Joey+Giordano and Marty+thiels. Donations can be made at any branch of the Red River Bank in central Louisiana. The funds will be used for expenses such as their children's education. If you'd like some more information, you can call any Red River branch office. You may have seen some blue ribbons lining the streets of downtown today. At this point, we can't find out exactly who put the ribbons there along the streets, but of course it's a memorial for Thursday's victims. We have heard from some folks around town the ribbons were placed in front of the businesses where Marty+thiels delivered the mail.